They learn marketing, how to grow, how to build a business plan. And then they get rewarded according to how well they did it, right? Just like the real world. And they get their grades. And it's just a really cool program. And we're working with Kim Wright at Eskisville Garber. They just got a hoop house. They're going to do it. We helped her.
What exactly is a hoop house?
So it's a tunnel. It's a high tunnel made from a couple layers of plastic. Mm-hmm. And it's unheated. So it just uses solar energy.
Is it underground then?
No,
it's on top.
It's on top. It's a lot of it has to do with the orientation and the location of the property it's on to collect the most sunlight possible, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, on a day like today, even though it wasn't sunny, it was 65 degrees in those hoop
It was
houses.
34 in my car.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Right? I mean, it's
you need to start driving a hoop house.
People think it's the Chinese New Year coming down the street. What the heck?
Maybe we can get a tandem one.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
They have them in Alaska.
Yeah, they
and
do.
they call them high towers.
Yep.
I think they should just put 10 menopausal women in a structure.
On a rotating basis.
We'll have all kinds of heat going through that sucker.
It'll be steamed up.
Oh no.
That was a good one.
Butterflies will be flying around.
I love that. So that's really good. You really got into it. Did you get into all this because of Third and Johnson, or did you get into it and then vice versa?
The other way.
What did I say?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like I mentioned, my grandfather had a farm as a kid. He sold it when I was rather young, but I always enjoyed being on it. And we were always out, picking weeds and doing whatever he told us to do on the farm. So, I always liked farms, and I've had a garden my whole life. I love it. My parents always had one. So I always ate like fresh produce, and that led me to have relationships with farmers. Because,
right.
Everywhere I worked, we would buy and source locally as often as we could. And it was always a struggle. It was always going to somebody and fighting for months to get them to.
Why is that so difficult? Like, I don't get that. I get the being leery part, but why wouldn't they be like, we can try it. Why is it months to convince?
Well, like when I go to a purchasing manager at a large, right, we do it our way. Like I walk in, I work my way up the chain.
You don't actually talk to the farmer first.
Well, no, I'm talking about at a restaurant.
Oh,
we try to purchase it locally.
All right.
Because they have a system, right? So you pick up the phone and you call Cisco, and they have everything you want all year round, consistently. It's always the same product, right? So, if I come to you and I say, well, we're gonna change the way we order food. We're not going to call Cisco. We're going to pay a little more for it. And sometimes it might not be available. We might have to change the way we do things daily.
And change the menu.
And change what our prep cooks do. And train them different things.
That's a lot.
And you're asking a lot of someone. That's what I mean. Like if I go to a chef that, I know some really great people in the city that are doing good things with food. They're extremely talented. And they look at me and they say, yeah, I can do that. That means I have to retrain my staff every week, right? So it's a lot to bite off. It's a mindset change, really, in the way you hire, the way you train. It all takes time, and you're paying. Okay, so this is one of the arguments that I always had to make because that's so expensive, and I hate that because expensive implies that there isn't enough value. Right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I can go to a big box store and I can buy a bag of spinach or a tub of spinach. And when I crack that bag open, because it's got that nice carbon pumped into it, so it's nice and fresh and green, I crack that bag open and you can, 48 hours, it's wilted. Like you can almost watch it wilt, even in your fridge. I can go buy 10 pounds of spinach from down the street and keep it at 55 degrees for 2 weeks.
And I just want to say something here. I've been into your store many times. I love it. And when I go in there, the thing that really flags in my brain is that it's not expensive.
Right.
Like, I'm so surprised because there's a lot of organic foods there, a lot of fresh produce, and it is not expensive. It is cheap.
It's cheap.
I'm amazed by it.
I went to last fall. I had to go to a store to pick up some computer parts and a book, and I was walking through the produce section, and I was looking at the prices, and I was like, our produce is cheaper.
Oh,
How is that possible?
How is that even possible?
Like, not just right, and that's it. It's a whole different model, and we're rewarding the farmers, so they want to sell more, right? They don't want to sit on it and
you don't have 12 people in between taking their cut.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And because it's local, you get it when it's ripe instead of it ripening on the way.
We get deliveries. Our big deliveries come on Tuesday. That's our biggest growing group. But
I love that. Our biggest growing group. Not the Cisco truck, our biggest growing group.
I had a problem saying the word cheap. Like, I didn't want to use that word for your food because it is not cheap in any way, shape, or form other than it is so reasonably priced.
Thank you. Yes. Our farmers do a phenomenal job. They open up so many avenues for us in the kitchen to do great, different, wild things because we can afford to experiment.
And how fun for you.
Right.
It's almost like the Iron Chef every day. You don't know what you're going to have to cook with. And
today is spinach and artichoke. And a fresh fish.
And seitan.
It creates a lot of work. It really does.
But you know, and it makes it more interesting to you, and it makes it more interesting to the people coming in there because they never know what there's going to be. Yeah. Speaking of never knowing what there's going to be, one of the things that I think is so wonderful is that you have meals that people can take home and cook, right?
Yeah.
So make and take.
Tell us about that because I think that's a fantastic idea.
So we have dinners every day that we make fresh. They're portioned for 2 people. They come with a salad and bread or a salad and dessert, depending on the entree. And they range in price from $7 to $9 a person.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Yes. I don't have to cook anymore.
Right.
Really? You'll never cook again if you have his cooking.
I guess. Hey, I found your ad. We're going to play it, and then we're going to come back to you, okay?
Yay.
All right.
Okay, you ready? I hope this is it. It is. Brr, it's cold outside, but it's nice and warm and cozy here at 3rd and Johnson Farm Market and Eatery. They're located at 1023 North Johnson on the corner of 3rd and Johnson. They have on-the-go healthy take and bake dinners, daily quiche, lunch, local farm produce, and they open at 11 on Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturdays. Stay tuned for some exciting events on Sundays. Stop by and pick something up. It's always delicious. Why cook when they can? Their number's 989-971-1456. That's 3rd and Johnson. Huh?
Great job. Great job.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So now the next one I do, I'm going to talk about that 70% goes back to the farmers.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, I think that's huge. And so what was the take and eat today?
We had four options today. So we had steak fajitas.
Oh my God.
We had oh man, I'm having chicken pot pies.
Oh my goodness.
I think we have some chicken pot pie left. I do believe. And I did a crepe lasagna for vegetarians.
Get out of town.
Which was good. It's very. So I start with crepes, obviously.
Oh my
and
mouth
I make a
is
maple cream, and I put it on really thin. And the filling is actually it's zucchini summer squash, cooked into a cherry coffee reduction.
Jeez, Pete.
And then it gets cheddar cheese on it.
Oh.
So
And
it's,
talk about the cheese because it's vegetarian. I want to know about the cheese.
well, this is just our standard cheese because it's vegetarian, so it's not vegan. But we do do a vegan mac and cheese.
Yes, I've had that.
That's pretty good.
It's super good.
It's yeah.
Oh, man. We like you a lot.
Pretty good. And I'll tell you what I do too. I'll stop in there and just get soup. They've always got soup.
I
Homemade
love
soups.
soup.
Yeah, we run 3 or 4 soups every day.
Yeah.
Oh
Love
my
soup in the
gosh.
wintertime.
Yo,
my
me
gosh.
too, yeah.
Takes me 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I make it all day. I start it in the morning before I come to work, and it cooks all day. And sometimes if I forget, I know where I'm going.
Yeah, you're a big soup person too.
I am
You
a big
love
soup person.
Yeah, we sell a lot of soup all winter. People come back for it. It's,
Soupy sales.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. I apologize for that. What's wrong with me? You know, the worst part is we haven't even had any wine. I can't even use that as an excuse.
What's wrong with us?
Yeah, you're laughing. So really cool. And, you know, I tried to get you guys to advertise with me for a while.
You did.
Because I really believed in what you were doing. And anything I can do to help you ever, I'm here for you. Because I just think what you're doing is so good and so current. And it's above current.
And super important.
And super important.
Super important.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you.
Well, I'm extremely touched all the time by the outpouring of support we get from our community.
Very good. And rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So I hope that I'm going to have you break away from there on a Monday. And I have a show from 12 to 1 on Mondays called Diva Dialogue. Okay. And you can bring some soup or something. We'll sit here and eat and have the show, okay?
We'll do it.
I think it'd be really fun. And you, Julia, if you're around,
I'll
can
take
come.
lunch break.
Sandy,
I'll
you can come.
come.
It'll be really fun. Because those are the kind of shows I like. And just, I like
What do you
knowing
mean, the ones
why.
with food?
The
When
ones
you
with
can
food. I like the kind of shows where you can just talk and pour your heart out, and so that people get to know you. I mean, when people get to know you and why you do what you do, you become more relevant, and people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And that's how you get people to know, like, and trust you. You just get it out there. And when we go to events, we take all our sponsors' cards with us. If they have things that they have coming up, we talk about that. Like, we have a little kissing symposium coming up, and we have a Valentine's dinner coming up. Why don't we? And but perchance is it on Valentine's Day?
It is on Valentine's Day.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, first of all, we were. I was talking to Anne earlier today, who's coming in to help me with that. She's a chocolatier, Anne Arndt-Booley.
She is wonderful.
Extremely talented.
Oh, gosh.
Extremely talented. And we were going to invite you and your husband to be our guests.
Really?
Yes.
I was going to come anyway, but thank you. Oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. Come.
So it was going to be 5 courses. I think we're going to do 7.
Lord have mercy.
We're having a lot of fun with it.
I can't wait.
And
We might have to.
Yeah,
We might have to change all of our plans and go
yes,
there.
we are taking reservations.
Here's the number.
Yeah, we will have our reservation. I think by Saturday. Don't quote me on that. If you call me, I'll probably just take your reservation no matter what if I answer the phone. So we were going to put a cap on it, but we've had a great response, and I think it's something really important. We're going to have the farmer that raised the lamb that's going to be the main course there to talk about it a little bit. Every table will be a chef's table. Me and Ann will be very involved in serving, discussing how we made things. It's gonna be fun. That's the important thing. We just want to have a lot of fun with it.
Is it right at your store?
It is right at the store. We have.
So you didn't put a cap on it. So
Until
yeah,
it's
I mean,
full.
at some point we'll have to. At some point we'll have to say too many people, but we were gonna cap it at like 14, but we filled up really quick. And
You could put a hoop thing out, and I'd sit in that.
We could. There's
or you could just drive your
Drive my